An insane amount of Black Ops 7 Zombies information was just revealed, and we're about to go through all of it right now. I'm already loving how the outside looks. I've been waiting for a nice looking Dark Aether. We got a giant floating pyramid? Hello? Wait, that's Ted. You just walk around with his head? Was that a Wonderwaff turret on it? Origins generators? Toxic growth. Fireworks is back. Wait, whip tea. So it is a matcha. You get to use the abomination laser. Oh, the bear's got spores on it. That's so sweet, dude. Wait. Zombie survival in the beta? Oh, and the animations, the death animations are back. We're so back. We never left, but we're so back. All right, Charlie Intel, what else is up? Every season of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will have a new map for zombies with plenty of round-based map throughout post-launch. Kevin Drew told us in an interview, "I'm confident Zombies fans will be happy this year with what we've got." You underestimate how nihilistic Zombies fans are. They find any way to be upset, but I am very hyped. And I already know, just based on this quote, where them saying they'll have plenty of round-based maps throughout post-launch, they're like, what, we're not getting one every update? But this already seems so promising. Cursed mode confirmed for Black Ops 7 Zombies. Mode details only a trusty pistol in your hand with no loadout weapons available, no minimap, and a classic point system inspired by Black Ops 3. So this is our classic mode that was rumored to be coming out. Looks like it is officially confirmed. Also, this goes absolutely insane. This zombie's got horns. That bear is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. They'll say Treyarch confirmed to us in an exclusive interview that have canceled some big brand collab skins for Black Ops 7 after community feedback. These are opportunities that we had lined up after some of our conversations we straight up turned down. So no more Beavis and Butthead. Welcome to an otherworldly Bermuda Triangle packed with mysterious locations ripped out of time. Bird! Ripped out of time and space, connected by deadlier nightmares looming in the fog. So we have Janus Towers, Van Dorn Farm, Blackwater Lake, Ashwood, Exit 115, and Zara Cosmodome. Not to be confused with Doug Dimmadome. The dimer looks beautiful. Sucker for those neons. This has got to be right outside of Janus Towers, obviously by the Janus logo. The church looks crazy floating like that. And this has got to be the farm, right? And then here's what everyone thought was Ascension. Definitely inspired by it, that's for sure. And then here is that cabin with that pyramid that we saw in the trailer. That looks so sweet. Buckle up for a wild ride into the Dark Aether. Ashes of the Damned is our biggest, most ambitious round-based zombies map ever, and it's only the first step in Black Ops 7 Zombies adventure. Already looks sweet to me. To survive, you'll need some wheels. Meet old Tessie, a fully upgradable wonder vehicle and the newest member of the squad. And then these got to be like the new denizen type things. But who is driving this? It better not be the guy transported directly from 1591, because we are in trouble. And just as it looks in the trailer, the Pack-a-Punch on the back is Pack-a-Punch and a booster for the vehicle. That's going to be sweet. If you're swarmed by a pack of Ravengers, you won't get far on 2 legs or on 4 wheels. Take out the scavengers before they tear old that Tessie apart, or worse yet, eat your stuff. And there is death perception back here. Even in the midst of combat, Richthofen's got to give the stank eye to Dempsey. And there's a crafting table here. So I guess that confirms salvage is back. I really hope they rework death perception though, because it does not do a whole lot. That's no ordinary bear. Say hello to Zursa, a hulking apex predator twisted by the Dark Aether, complete with zombies swarming from the hives embedded in its fur. Playing dead won't save you. That's so cool. This is such a sweet concept for an enemy too. The new Necrofluid Gauntlet wonder weapon manipulates a mysterious fluid by hardening into deadly spikes, impaling zombies and feeding on their life force. But what is it? And where did it come from? This looks like the Apothecary Servant in the VR11 got up to some no good. Also, what a shot there, hidden right in the middle of the Janus Towers logo. Gotta be a side Easter egg, I'm telling you. Black Ops 7 Zombies is an absolutely massive experience with several distinct modes to choose from. Standard, Survival, Directed, which is post-launch, probably after the Easter egg solved, just like it was in BO6. Cursed, and Dead Ops 4 Arcade. I almost completely forgot about Dead Ops. This game's stacked. And introducing a new mode tailored to the hardcore Cursed. This is crafted for those seeking a more challenging experience, with the new relic system providing escalating challenges to discover and overcome for unique rewards, along with some old school features inspired by community feedback. They're listening. Once you've figured out how to access Cursed, no spoilers here. So this is a mode that we're gonna have to figure out how to unlock. That's awesome. This really got me thinking if like it's got the Black Ops 1 main menu where we can break out and go to the computer or something similar to that. But you'll start your match with some familiar friends, only a pistol in your hand, no loadout weapons, no mini-map, a classic point system inspired by Black Ops 3. Players will also be able to place further restrictions on game mechanics such as a 4-perk limit or removing ammo crates by discovering and activating relics. These are artifacts of great power hidden across the dark aether, each one themed around a totem from Black Ops Zombies history. Every relic has a unique condition to discover it, and the requirements can be unforgiving. This is sounding so sweet. The whole mode, just to unlock it, is an Easter egg. And then on top of it, to actually add more restrictions or get certain upgrades, which is sounding like maybe like augment type upgrades in game, that you need to go and do other Easter eggs to figure it out. Cursing yourself by applying combinations of relics to a match is the key to unlocking new benefits and rewards unique to the mode, bringing a new layer of challenge and replay value to main quests featured throughout the post-launch seasons, with most relics to discover in each new round-based map. Oh, so the more relics we get, we can add more like settings or like custom restrictions to Cursed mode. That actually sounds like so much fun. In Black Ops 6, we built directed mode to welcome new players into the Zombies community. With Cursed in Black Ops 7, we have the opportunity to create something special for longtime players looking for a mix of current and returning mechanics who love to push their skills to the limit and unlock greater rewards for their achievements. We hope you love it, and we'll keep the rest of the specifics under wraps for launch. Love it. Absolutely sweet. And just like we saw at the end of the reveal trailer that zombie survival is coming to the beta, it says jump onto the Vardon farm to get a small taste of the full Ash of the Dam experience starting with early access. And we get another little peek at the map here. Since this is survival, everything is going to be contained in this area. It looks like we do have Pack-a-Punch. We do have the Wonder Fizz. There's GobbleGum machine out front as well. It looks like they're showing us everything available to us. I don't know what this is here. We do have, that looks like the MX Guardian wall buy. There is a symbol on top of the barn, and I don't know if I see a crafting table. We definitely saw one in the trailer, but there's a lot of those like story setting zombies or like immersive setting zombies, with one here and here that will definitely wake up when you walk by them. And it looks like there's a rampage inducer right here and another target or symbol on top of the house as well. Also, with the Wonder Fizz, these are filled out, I think. Does that say out of order? That one might still be grayed out, but we do have our new perk in here because I do see multiple purples. But we still don't know what this perk does yet. And I was talking the other day of how I want prestige camos back in, and Charlie Intel says here that Black Ops 7 features the weapon prestige system with 2 prestiges, 250 level grind to reach weapon prestige master. And they said Treyarch confirmed to us that some camos you'll earn in weapon prestige are inspired by fan favorite Black Ops 2 camos. Awesome. Even more stuff to grind. And just like we saw the people that got to play this early put out their little illustrations of the map, Charlie Intel here says that the map is in a circle 8 with a center POI with upgrades for the Wonder vehicle there. And you can go in 2 different directions using a jump pad to fast track to the locations, and that we will be seeing gameplay of this at COD Next. I'm so excited, dude. I'm going back through the trailer. I want to see if I can pick up on anything we might have missed. I love the set dressing here, and also how this is like almost ominously like how we saw the Requiem crew at the start of Modern Warfare Zombies. I know that's a little bit of a stretch because it's just people sitting at a table, but I think this is sweet. Dinner is served. Who's writing all this? Is the Shadow Man, or I keep calling the Shadow Man the Great Voice? Is he actually going through here and setting up stuff for us to find? Being a little character? Oh, they're stamming up. The twins lie. Who has twins? Are they calling Sam and Eddie twins? They're not twins. Are they? I don't know. The Ring reference? That looks sweet. They show the pyramid for a split second, or at least a cabin that looks like a pyramid. So it looks like we can get something started here with power. Why is this all lit up? Is that like an anchor actually just going through the ground just because? Like a giant ravine into lava? It's kind of hard to tell with the quality on this. But this pyramid, just like Moon or Alpha Omega. And it looks like there's another symbol on top of this like grain silo here as well. There's a symbol on top of each one of these buildings here. And whatever this ominous red thing is. So of course the trailer started in the Janus Towers lobby. I wonder if we're going to actually be able to go back in the towers, or they're just going to be broken. I have a feeling they might just be like fully blown up. Love that we got Ted here. So I'm assuming we're going to have to grab Ted's head right outside of Janus Towers. Yep, just like Maya just scooped, and bring that to the car to actually get it started. I wonder if we're actually going to be able to mess with the radio and get the frequencies to line up kind of similar to Outbreak to hear messages to get more Easter egg steps. Was it actually stuck at 6-7? What are you guys doing? Huh? What are you doing? Old Tessie? Old Testy? Pack-a-Punch on the back is so hard. Mr. Peaks, don't like that they decapitated him. Mr. Peaks for life. I do really like that they got the Abomination on the front of the car and they kept the heads alive somehow. Richtofen finally bringing his Wonderwaff with us. This is going to be so cool to get that upgrade for the car. And it's going to look so nice abandoning one of my friends while shooting that at him, taking off while there's a bear mauling him. And of course, Ted going to be hanging from the rear view. Oh, this actually looks so sweet. Everyone's going to be like buried and kinda, yeah. Like it's like a ravine with an old like mining town almost. This is barely hanging on or floating in the air with an armor wall by. And this just reminds me of the Origins like power stations, but it's got that purple Ethereum similar to like the Modern Warfare Zombies start of the trailer, where like they throw that and start the horde. Like maybe we have to extract actual life essence to get things going. I am so excited to play this actually. Oh, and look at all like the period piece clothes on the zombies. It'll be so sweet if each little area's got different zombies for that area. Like Janus Tower is going to have, you know, dead Janus Tower security and scientists and things like that. And then here at this like old mining town, it's going to be period appropriate clothes. And then over at the farm, we get like people in straw hats and holding pitchforks. Like, let's get some stuff like that. Church looks crazy as hell right here. Aura farming. I never even thought about this part. It's going to be sweet to hit some awesome getaways right here. They're backed up from a horde, throwing a C4, blowing that shit up, and dolphin diving backwards into the vehicle. I know they didn't land that, though, when they tried it. They are not making that. They ought to be driving very slow. But I hope the vehicle overall doesn't have health just from running zombies over. I feel like it would kind of have to, otherwise it'd be like a high round strat or something, just to stay in the car. But what happens if it breaks? You just can't pack a punch or anything anymore? Hard as hell. Look at him. Looking right at the camera. Oh, exit 115 is where the diner is. Oh, look, these are actual, before we get into toxic growth, these are diner clothes. They got the little paper hats on. All right, so it looks like each area does have its own individual like zombie outfits, like stuff that actually matches the area they're at. I wonder if a zombie can follow you from one area to another and like kind of mix up the whole outfit. But there is a mop bucket here. Another mop. Why don't we take a Duolingo step in English? Mop. What if we have a mop bucket step? I say each syllable slow. Don't want to hurt my little brain. There's a trap right here, or power to wherever. Actually, it looks like it's already on, but we got toxic growth coming back. Cannot wait to use toxic growth again. This is going to be so fun. Where's Ring of Fire, though? I know they're waiting. Wait a second. Is that the Origins box? What map? What is this from? But there's Mr. Peaks again. Actual different box design. Is that an actual box, or is that one of the relics they're talking about? Because they really only showed that for a split second. Like, look how fast this goes by. Bam. Barely even saw it. So what else are we missing here? That could have also been a relic, whatever this is. And then very Cortifex-esque thing right here. What the hell is this? And then these might be one of the jump pads they're talking about. Yeah, look, that's blocked out. They don't want us to see the name of that. But this is kind of like Firebase Z, where it's going to launch us to wherever. Also, Group 935 logo here. Oh, look at this. See, I was so spot on about the zombie attire. We got actual astronaut zombies. Hard as hell. Wisp T. What do you do? Can we get anything from this like image of the actual perk machine? Does it say anywhere on there what it does? Is there a voice line that we're not hearing? Definitely wasn't an English breakfast. It must be awakened. Also what we accidentally paused on. The can looks sweet already. I wish we could see what it does or get some sort of sneak peek. What are all the other previews showing? So it cuts. It shows a TV with like two people holding hands. Are those the twins they were talking about? It must be awakened. There's a close-up of what was on the TV. A computer showing what, though? Can't really tell. It's the outline of something. Here's the outside of Janus Towers. I think the part that we see in the trailer is right over here, because here is the Janus Towers logo. And here comes the needle. I don't know if we can get back into the towers. It looks like it's all burnt there. But the wonder weapon looks sweet. Would be kind of disappointing if it only kills one zombie at a time. Oh, do they shoot back? Is that what I'm seeing? So not only does it kill on the first shot, but it hits whatever's behind it and then flings backwards. It comes back to the weapon. That's sweet. I wonder if it has a like distance maximum where it's going to go there and then come back immediately, or if you need to shoot it at something for it to come back. Like, are you going to have to use this specifically around something with like behind the zombies? Like you need to have like some sort of target behind the zombies, or if it would be more optimal just to shoot it through nothing so it comes back faster. That's a sweet idea. And is this the boat from Call of the Dead? Or the boat from Modern Warfare Zombies? Or the boat from Terminus? We get a little bit of a better look at the vehicle now. I don't know if it had bars on it before, but you can reinforce the window. Maybe you get better at being able to run over zombies. More of the abominations out front shooting their lasers straight forward. Our Wonderwaff turret here looks sweet. I wonder if you can go to a location for only so long before those sirens that we saw earlier go off, and then you gotta leave. That's kind of cool, but I would get frustrated trying to do the Easter egg if I can't get a certain step in an area done before those go off. Them putting the multiple times of them revving the engine or trying to start it, I'd be pissed if my car don't start and I got a horde of zombies coming after me. Oh, here we go. Treyarch's tweeting out what the T does. New perk, Wisp T. Summon a protective ethereal creature after getting multiple kills and customize which Wisp spirit aids you. Holy shit, I cannot read. Aids you through the augment system. Demon, fox, monkey, or maiden. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Gives you a ghost of a chance. So this is like Blood Wolf Bite, right? But you get to pick different companions. That's so sweet. It's gonna be fun testing out which one is like better for what. Oh, they're showing us the augments. Okay. Mask of Distraction, Zombie Sitter, Mask of Salvation, Mask of Benevolence, so I'm guessing these are all different ones. Obviously Haste, Extension, Zombie Sitter, so I'm guessing it attracts zombies more, or maybe it'll actually hold a zombie for you while you're doing Easter egg steps. That'd be sweet. That's what I'm thinking the Mask of Distraction and Sitter combo is going to be. Fetcher, I'm guessing this is going to be like the Vulture's Reach or Condor's Reach augment where you can kind of get more stuff, but maybe it'll actually go out of its way to go grab things for you. So I wonder how that will actually combo. Black Ops 7 Zombies delivers 66 new augments, including a wild new final upgrade, the ability to equip 2 minor augments for every perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade. Huge. It says specifically here you can only add 2 minor augments, so 1 major, 2 minor. There's got to be some crazy combos out there that people are already cooking up. Okay, so here is our fireworks ammo mod. So we're gonna have Starlight, Big Game, Big Bang, Star Burst, High Yield, Weeping Willow, Short Fuse, Fire Wheel, and Extra Slot. Oh, so you get it leveled all the way up and then you get the extra minor augment spot. Okay, I get you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Every bullet that hits a normal or special enemy has a chance to launch fireworks and target enemies with 8 new augments to choose from. The major augments being Big Game, fireworks can activate on elite enemies, creating a bigger light show. Starburst, fireworks explode immediately, sending flares at enemies in all directions. Weeping Willow, instead of targeting enemies, the flames will land on the ground and explode for a while. And Fire Wheel, create 2 fire wheels that spin around and damage enemies. Minor augments, Starlight, fireworks launches more flares. Big Bang, fireworks flares deal more damage to special and elites. High Yield, increase the area of effect. Short Fuse, the fireworks cooldown is reduced. Okay, don't sound too bad so far. I guess we're gonna have to see how much damage it does. Well, let's just go through the blog, shall we? Spending time in the research laboratory certainly starts to pay dividends. Black Ops 7 Zombies launches with a huge selection of Perk-a-Colas, ammo mods, field upgrades, as well as a massive influx of new augments across all of its content. There are new research diagrams for every enhancement, as well as new powerful buffs to wield across the Dark Aether. So Black Ops 7 Zombies arrives with 24 different enhancements divided into 3 familiar categories. What does that mean? Wisp T, literally everything. Wisp, Jug, PhD, Elemental, Melee Macchiato, Vulture, Double Tap, Quick Revive, Dead Shot, Death Perception, Stamina Up, and Speed Cool. So every perk from BO6 plus Wisp T. 6 ammo types. Fireworks, Brain Rot, Napalm Burst, Shadow Rift, Dead Wire, Cryo Freeze. Field upgrades, so the only new ones so far is Toxic Growth, but we still have all the ones from BO6. Each one of these enhancements arrives with a set of augments to unlock and use. Some returning augments have received tuning changes and tweaks, so forget some of what you know and prepare to learn new tricks. So it does sound like Augments aren't carrying forward. Looks like they're tweaking a few. Let's see what has changed. So changes to augments. Retaliation, probiotic, hardened plates, turtle shell, durable plates, reactive armor, shake it off seems like a new one. In iron core. So it says for each returning enhancement, so they're just calling perks, field upgrades, ammo mods, all enhancements. Expect 6 augments from Black Ops 6 plus 2 brand new augments, 1 major and 1 minor. Black Ops 6 augment research continues with all completed augment unlocks for every returning Perk-a-Cola ammo mod and field upgrade accessible in Black Ops 7. Unlock all 8 augments in your research diagram, then you get the extra slot. So that's our extra minor slot. And they say you may have noticed 2 Black Ops ammo mods, Lightman and Shatterblast, and 3 field upgrades, Tesla Storm, Frostblast, and Mr. Peaks aren't listed as returning. Expect them all to appear, each with 2 new augments and additional minor augment slots to unlock to bolster your offensive capabilities further during Season 1. So it sounds like they're taking out Tesla Storm, Frostblast, and Mr. Peaks and tweaking them. Mr. Peaks, I don't know what you would tweak besides the, like, spinning the box one and maybe making it so you can use Wonder Bar again. Lightman was already pretty good. Shatterblast was kind of eh. Maybe they're going to buff it. Tesla Storm was a huge disappointment compared to how it was in Cold War. I hope they can buff that a bit. Tesla Storm definitely works way better with a group of people because it's, you know, its original name was Lightning Links and it would link between a bunch of people in your group. But solo, I really liked using it in Cold War for when I was moving around prior to getting set up and using Ring of Fire. So I hope that they can buff that. And then Frostblast really felt very underwhelming in this game. But it says those are also getting new augments. Throughout this section of the blog, there are adjustments to perks. Let's see what they're talking about. Round preservation. Anytime an augment enables an enemy to be charmed, brain rot perk is the obvious example. Charmed zombies now avoid slaying the last zombie in the round, allowing your teammates to inflict the final blow. Especially helpful if you're kiting an enemy while investigating a map more closely. Awesome. Because a lot of people will avoid using brain rot because they don't want the round to end while they're trying to do an Easter egg or do whatever. Go get like Pack-a-Punch. That's a very good change. Hopefully it doesn't bug out and they just don't attack anything. Or they don't just sit there and swing in your face like they would. All big game augments for ammo mods will receive a buff to damage or frequency that they trigger. Awesome. Augment example, big game for brain rot and napalm burst will now charm or burn elite enemies more frequently. Sweet. Area of effectiveness damage types with a hit location like Deadwire's lightning strike are no longer automatically considered critical hits or headshots. This also affects equipment and traps. So I guess this is them kind of soft launching that there's not going to be a trap like the oil trap where you're going to be able to get critical kills from it and just farm crits. I didn't even know that Deadwire's lightning strike considered it a critical hit. That could have been another way to farm crits that we just did not learn about until now. One shot, one chance augments to operate on a per shot influence regarding ammunition or weapons that have multiple pellets or an area of effect damage now have a very small cooldowns to not make them overwhelmingly effective for those weapon types. So you're telling me that a shotgun with multiple pellets or something that shoots very, very fast has a small cooldown, so now we can't use the ammo mod more? That's dumb. Augment examples include Dead Again and Critical Eye. Why? Are they nerfing Dead Again and Critical Eye so you can't get ammo back as fast? Because then that's going to make them pretty much useless, especially for something like an SMG or whatever. Because it's already pretty useless for that, but if there's a cooldown, that's even worse. And then with shotguns and snipers and pistols, those were the only like weapon classes that was really good for. If there's going to be a cooldown for it, then what's the point of using that augment? I don't know if I'm just misinterpreting it or not. A new feature for Black Ops 7 zombies is Overheal, a modifying buff that allows players to temporarily increase their maximum health using certain augments or equipment. Here's how it works. Enhanced health. Most of you can raise your health by combining augment effects like jogs, probiotic, or stim shot, plus 100 health over your current health maximum. With Overheal, you can employ specific tactics to increase your health still further. This bonus is to your health is temporary, meaning unlike your regular health, it does not regenerate over time. This bonus is lost once your current health drops below the normal maximum, but it can be temporarily reacquired. I'm not sure I'm understanding it. Are they saying like when you stim at full health, you get like a little overheal that will go away until you stim again? Now let's go over the Wisp T augments. It says this perk specializes in Protective ethereal creature that remains near the player, appearing only after the player inflicts a large amount of damage to the enemy. Use of field upgrades, equipment, or other high damage items quickens the summoning. Okay, so nades and stuff can affect it. It's not just only weapon damage. Once summoned, the wisp will slay nearby enemies for 30 seconds. 2 minutes later, it can be summoned again, so there is a 2-minute cooldown on it. The wisp is summoned after defeating a number of zombies. The number is important rather than the speed of the slaying, though obviously the wisp will appear more quickly if the enemies are killed with haste. The wisp targets all zombie types indiscriminately, so you can't, like Mr. Peaks, you can't have it like only target like the highest health zombie or like the strongest zombie. The wisp also realizes the importance of turning around and refrain from killing the last zombie remaining, so just like brain rot. And the augments for it is the demon does more damage. That's the Mask of Wraith. A Mask of Salvation can revive you while it's active, and this can be done up to 3 times per match. So an additional 3 revives. This is going to be kind of like, I guess, the Hellhound from Modern Warfare zombies. Mask of Distraction. The monkey attracts enemies and does damage in the area. Literally a monkey bomb wisp. That's sweet. Mask of Benevolence. The maiden does not attack but will periodically heal you. Okay. So if you don't want it going and taking all your kills, or you're camo grinding or doing whatever, you can have this show up every once in a while just to heal you. That's sweet. With my luck though, in the 30 seconds that it's going to be there, I'm going to be at full health. The second it disappears for those 2 minutes, it's going to be gone and I will go down. I wonder if this will show up if you go down, if it's still on your perk bar. Like if you go down and then you get enough kills while down, like if you have like a ray gun or something, will the reviving fox show up and get you up? That would be sweet. But since there is a bunch of different wisps, what are these minor augments? Increase the whip's lifetime extension. Great. Haste, decrease the cooldown time of the wisp. These two are going to be a good combination, I think. Zombie setter. The wisp will attract and avoid damaging the last zombie in the round until the round times out. I don't know if this will be that useful, maybe for while trying to solve an Easter egg, but maybe not. But Fetcher. The wisp will pick up items and power-ups for you aside from the nuke. This will be fantastic combined with Toxic Growth if we have a Colonel's Office type spot. So you can literally just sit there, grind out your kills, and even have that go get everything for you. It's the ultimate lazy augment. Love to see it. The base purchase price for Perk-a-Colas is based previously on purchase perks. Increases the price. Don't include ones you may have obtained for free. Oh, so that's nice. So we don't have to wait to do a side Easter egg for a perk since it won't increase the price of it. Like every time you buy a perk, the price is going to go up by however much. But with this, it's basically saying that if you get a perk for free, you find one in a box, you get one as a reward for something, it's not going to increase the price. It only increases for the next one that you purchase. That's sweet. Also, this A here is from the Superstore on Verdansk connection. In Black Ops 6, the Wonder Fizz machine is available at round 25. In Black Ops 7, the arrival of the Wonder Fizz machine is dependent on you and your teammates. It now also arrives after a certain number of perks have been bought, including repurchases by all players. So you have to purchase a certain amount of perks before it can show up. So I could technically sit there, buy Quick Revive, and drink it, go down, get myself back up, drink it, go down, and then get Wonder Fizz to spawn. But I would just waste all my revives. But it specifically says purchasing and repurchasing. So if you get some for free, then you might just not get Wonder Fizz to spawn at all. I wonder if every single perk is going to be on this map. It seems huge, so I would assume so, that there's at least like 1 to 2 perk options per POI. But it would suck if you really just needed one more perk, like, and it's not on the map. And whenever you go to like, you finish a challenge or something and you get a free perk from it, then you just can't purchase another one to get the Wonder Fizz to spawn in to get the one that you're looking for. That don't make any sense. Don't mind me. Okay, here is our returning perks, and we'll see if the augments have changed at all. Let's see the new one. Shake It Off. Incoming damage will occasionally be significantly reduced. That's a huge augment, especially it being minor. Throwing that one in there. On top of having, like, it says Hardened Plates was adjusted. The damage mitigation has been reduced slightly, so they nerfed Hardened Plates. And Probiotic goes from 250 to 300. Turtle Shell got an adjustment. Armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your rear. Armor completely absorbs damage to your back while also now allowing normal damage mitigation to your front. So you're not just completely like vulnerable in the front now. So Turtle Shell might be a little more viable. Reactive armor didn't change, but Iron Core, your health is increased when all of your armor pieces are broken. By how much? Like, is it better to not have armor at all? Because then that would make the other, you know, minor augments not work, but maybe like once all your armor is broken, instead of having just your 250 health, 300 health, or I guess it would have to be 250 because you can't have probiotic at the same time, then maybe it would go up to 300 once your armor's broke. Now, did anything change with PhD? It looks like, gravity's MD's the same. Dr. Ram is the same. This one should have been changed. PhD slider. Sliding enemies triggers explosions. Effectiveness when side swiping has been reduced. This augment triggers when impact occurs during the direction of travel. That sucks. So slider was really the only major augment I used. And it's getting a nerf to zombies on your side. So it only will affect zombies you're looking directly at. And then double whammy, release a second explosion shortly after the first one. That would be sweet if you can get a nice big flop. And with the minor augments, environmentalist, which is environmental damage, EOD technician, reducing the height is the same. Tribologist, which is another one that I used constantly. Sliding distance and speed are increased. Adjustment, both the sliding speed increase and general speed bonus have been lessened slightly. So they saw that those were the only two augments people use for PhD, and they nerfed them both. This one, it kind of emphasizes the slightly, but they really don't want people like leaning on PhD like that. Oh, and then Stuntman, wall jumping creates an explosion. Forgot that wall jumping is even a thing in this. That could be fun. You get wall jumping on top of double whammy, and then what? EOD technician. If we're not running tribologist, could be nice. Let's see what changed with elemental. No adjustments to the major augments. They're all the same, but rainbow pop is the new major augment. Weapons with an ammo mod equipped have a chance to deal the elemental damage that the enemy is weak to. So it'll just active, like if I have cryo freeze or whatever, and I'm going against a mangler, for example, which is weak to napalm and shatter blast. I guess shatter blast isn't in it right now, and I'm assuming it might be weak to fireworks, that it could just switch to that. Like it has a higher chance of just doing the elemental damage that it's weak to. I thought it already kind of did that by default, but I guess it'll increase the odds, because this rainbow pop plus vulnerable would be huge. And it says adjustment. This has been lessened by a modest amount. So more than a slight amount like PhD. That sucks because vulnerable was so nice. It would do a fat amount of damage, but our other new augment is refreshment. We're throwing mint in there. All right. Killing a special or elite enemy with its elemental weakness resets your elemental pop cooldown. Huge. So refreshment with vulnerable plus rainbow pop could go nuts. So with melee macchiato, there's an adjustment right here just on how the perk works. Replace your weapon gun butt with a deadly punch. Adjustment, the damage of each punch continues to increase until round 30. The punch itself is faster, thank God, because the punch very, very slow to even start up, and it wouldn't even kill a zombie plus like past round 20. So at round 30, it's going to get weaker going up the health cap, but it's definitely more usable, I guess, because all the other augments weren't even worth using unless you're on a melee weapon. But expect different damage multipliers depending on the melee weapons you use. Okay, so this could completely change how melee weapons work. And let's see, no adjustments to any of these, so it's all going to be, melee faster. Get a small amount of health. I wish vampiric was a bit better. Triple shot, your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. This might actually be worth using now. And then Mocha Maul, no Darth. The punch is replaced with your dedicated melee weapon. Huge. Huge. Did they get rid of? Oh, it's called mugging now instead of hidden impact. That threw me for a loop. But if I have my gun out, I'm shooting somebody, I can hit my melee button, and instead of the punch coming out, it'll be my melee weapon, which will do significantly more damage, and it will give me ammo for my held weapon. That is giant. That is a huge buff to melee macchiato, because I know a lot of people say that this is like a trash perk, nobody uses it. I think it was fantastic for using melee weapons, but outside of that, I only used it for hidden impact. So that's huge. And on top of that, we can get another minor augment. And for Barista Brawl, you gain more essence from melee kills. Mugging and Barista Brawl got to be the two that we go with. Strength training could be better. Oh, there is an adjustment to it as well. This is you can one hit kill normal enemies for more rounds, and this number of rounds you can one-hit kill normal zombies has been increased. Like I said, I haven't really used strength training a whole lot. I think maybe you could one-hit kill zombies, I don't know, a little bit further than round 15 with the punch. So maybe it goes up to round 25 now, but I guess we'll see what all the buffs are. This will definitely be worth going back and testing again. But I'm definitely excited to use this now with mugging instead of hidden impact, and seeing how our melee with Mocha Brawl will really make that way more viable. Vulture, did anything change with this? No adjustments for our minor field upgrades or our major, but our new Armor-matic, picking up an armor plate automatically applies it to your vest. I feel like that should already be a thing instead of taking away like a fatigued upgrade, fetid moppet, no severance, because this is already like one of the best major augments in the game, or at least in my opinion. I like it a lot because standing in that and charging your field upgrade in between rounds is good. Smell of Death is good. Parting Gift I don't really use, but Armor-matic definitely is a contender for a good major augment. And it doesn't, oh wait, we do have an augment adjustment to Picky Eater, which is the one I use the most, which it will drop your equipment more often. And it says that the chance to drop this has been lessened slightly. It looks like they're looking at a bunch of augments that were used the most and trying to tweak them to make some of the other ones more viable, because some are far and away the best augments to use. But for our new minor augment, Extra Serving, special and elite enemies you kill have a chance to drop a large essence vial. This combined with the more essence from Barista, melee weapons just got a lot more viable for like early rounds and getting essence fast. And here's double tap. What changes do we have to this? I don't see any adjustments to these, but our new major update, Double Dealer, every 4th bullet in your weapon magazine deals double damage. So instead of double or nothing, actually you can combine this with double or nothing. And every 4th bullet, so you know when you're going to get double the damage. But actually, if you do have double or nothing, you could miss out on this going into effect if you hit the 0. Because obviously double of 0 is going to be 0. But hitting Double Dealer on top of double or nothing. But hitting Double Dealer on top of like what is it? But hitting Double Dealer when you know you're about to do double damage is nice. So every 4th bullet hitting is not something that you can predict. That's something you're going to be aware of. Maybe it'll make some sort of like fast magazine a little bit more viable if it's an even number or like a multiple of 4. However, you can get in more of the 4 hits. This will definitely make using Frenzied Guard with the ammo stock augment way better, because then you're going to be hitting that double damage more often. But it sucks that we can't pair this with double standard. Double or nothing could be sweet. Is there any adjustments to any of these? Doesn't look like it, but we have double down. Bullet weapons have increased penetration damage through enemies. So this is one that is going to reward people that train enemies more or have a big line of zombies. So going to be huge if there's a Colonel's Office type spot. And maybe this will make using different ammo types more viable. Like maybe actually using like FMJ can do something. Any changes to Quick Revive? Looks like we have an adjustment for Equivalent Exchange. If you have Quick Revive while down, killing an enemy will revive you. This can be done up to 3 times. Now you always go to your last stand pose. Quick Revive is no longer removed on you, so you keep all perks if you kill enemy while downed. Does that just mean all perks in your bar? Because that already happened, but if you kill an enemy while down and get yourself back up, you don't lose anything? What does it mean you always go into your last stand pose? Like, duh. Don't you always go into that pose? I don't get what the point of this part is. And then we have Adrenaline Rush now. Killing a special or elite enemy will start your health regeneration. That is huge for high rounding. It's huge for melee weapons. It'll actually give you incentive to go in there, you know, with your boxing gloves and beat the hell out of an abomination. Because if you're going to be low health by the time you take it out, you're going to get your health regen back way faster. No other adjustments to minor augments. We have Emergency Medical Kit. You can now craft a self-revive kit up to 4 times. So you can throw that in there. I guess that's good because with the other minor augments, Swift Recovery, you're not going to use that in solo. Karmic Return, you're not using that in solo. So Slow Death and Emergency Medical Kit actually gives you something to use in solo. So you're going to have 4 self-revive crafts here. You're going to have the Wisp that can revive you 3 more times. And then if you save and quit, come back in. If they still have save and quit, you can throw on Equivalent Exchange after that. And then Deadshot. No major adjustment to this. It would be cool if you got auto aim on mouse and keyboard like you do with controller with it, but I do like the damage increase. Let's see if anything else is adjusted. Dead Again, a slight cooldown has been added to Dead Again. Unfortunate. So we can't get our ammo back as easy, but it looks like the mugging augment for melee weapons might replace it. or at least be a nice way to use it again. But we have dead to rights. Bullets deal bonus damage to enemies within point blank range. Huge for shotguns. Huge for anything, really. And it says specifically bullets, but what if I used like a launcher? Is it going to work? What do they count point blank for a launcher? Are they counting where I shoot it from? Are they counting where the rocket hits? Like if I shoot it right at my feet? How are we calculating this? Nothing changed with any of the minor augments, but we do have dead heat. Temporarily increase your movement speed after getting a point blank kill. So it looks like they want to focus more on point blanks for a dead shot. I don't know what else you would add to dead shot, to be honest, because it's already a pretty good perk. They nerfed dead again, which was a more unique way to use it. But I guess point blanks could be fun to use. Also could be good for another Kernels type spot. And we need some big changes for death perception. Let's see. No adjustment to treasure hunter. I wish it would show you more of a percentage more of what you can get from loot from containers as well as special elite kills. Also, specifically saying containers, there's going to be things that we can loot. Death stare, elemental weakness damage. There's a chance to kill enemy that has low health. Of course, we already knew that. Critical eye. This got nerfed, which is dumb because death perception already don't do a whole lot. Slight cooldown has been added and does not work with explosive weapons or wonder weapons. Did it before, or is that just like telling us now? But Sixth Sense can see enemies close behind you and take less damage from behind. Does this even work with Turtle Shell? Are you taking negative damage? You're going to get health if you get hit from behind? Definitely not. But the minor augments, there is no adjustments on any of these. What? Who cares about the mini-map scan rate? Who cares about further insight, which is perception radius, which gives you like 2 extra feet? Extra change is fun for the early rounds. I guess maybe on this big map, there might be more extra change to grab. But our new augment, Hidden Gems, Death Perception can now see loot. It couldn't before? Can I see into a chest what is already going to be in there? Or it's just like I can see salvage and stuff on the ground through the wall. This perk needed a rework bad, and it did not get a whole lot. It got a nerf. Stamina up. Anything changed with this? Nope. Stamina up's a perfect little angel. But we get firing while sprinting with guns up. And footwork, increase non-forward sprinting speed. That'll be sweet for backpedaling on top of the melee macchiato augment where you can backpedal faster. And then with hot foot as well, you can actually go insanely fast if we combine a lot of these. Speed cola, anything changed with this? No adjustments, but ammo surge, gain a burst of speed when initiating a reload. We're gonna have some way to actually fly. Doing this on top of the stamina up augments, on top of if you use our quick revive augment with swift recovery, that's going to be fun to see. There's something like that in Cold War too, where you can just combine a bunch of things and see how fast you can go. But our other new augment is predestination. Reloading has a chance to not use stock ammo. We can just get ammo out of thin air. That'd be sweet. Oh, and here's a nice higher quality video of the fireworks. Such a sweet looking ammo mod. Might just use it for the aesthetics. Last seen in Black Ops 3 Zombies. This ammo mod brightly colored and deadly. Blah, blah, blah. What does it do? Big game fireworks can activate on elites. I think we already went through all these. Returning ammo mods. Brain rot. So we got an adjustment here. Bullets deal toxic damage. Each bullet has a chance to temporarily turn a zombie, normal, or a special enemy into an ally. Brain rotted, aka charm zombies, will now avoid slaying the last hostile zombie in the round. We already saw that. That's cool. Any adjustments to this big game? The charms enemies more frequently. So got a buff. And then caustic fumes. Charmed enemies deal toxic damage to nearby enemies. Nice. Okay. So toxic damage really wasn't a thing unless somebody was weak to it. And now it looks like it can actually do a little bit more. I wonder if the toxic damage from the fumes can maybe charm an enemy if you have on like the explosive charmed or whatever. Or it just adds to it. But we have super serum as well. Increase the damage dealt by charmed enemies. Nice. Napalm, we got an adjustment to big game. I think all the big games are getting an adjustment where it just happens more frequently. We got petroleum, where napalm burst leaves a pool of fire on the ground. I hope that don't damage me like throwing a molly on the ground does. And we also have backdraft, increase the activation radius. Shadow Rift doesn't look like it's getting a major adjustment, but I do see one here for big games, still just more frequently. Gravity well, Shadow Rift becomes a black hole that pulls in enemies before teleporting away enemy survivors. So it's kind of like a Kashmir. That's huge. Ammo Theorem, teleporting enemies adds ammo to your weapon magazine from stock. That's nice, actually. Don't know if I'll use it as much, but it could make supermassive and things like that way better. Oh, wait, the 2 minor augments. Add in supermassive to ammo theorem. And then with Deadwire, the big game one, adjust it again. Ball lightning, ball. Activating Deadwire launches an orb that deals electric damage to nearby enemies as it moves. Kind of sounds like what Dark Flare does, just kind of reskinned, but on an ammo mod. And then we have Aftershock. Enemies that are stunned by Deadwire have a chance to spread to nearby enemies. Oh, is this going to work like Cold War Deadwire, perhaps? Cryo Freeze, obviously, big game, got adjusted again. Ice Cloud, enemies that are killed while frozen may leave a cloud that slows enemies. A cooldown has been employed to adjust and less the number of ice clouds appearing, so nerfed. And then Cold Company, Cryo Freeze has a chance to activate on more than one enemy at a time. Okay, could be decent. Thermal Shock, enemies are damaged once they are unfrozen. So them going from frozen to unfrozen deals damage, okay. Toxic Growth, what's up, baby girl? Expect 6 field grades that are still swappable during the match via the pause menu and continue to scale in damage as the rounds continue. Let's go. It's going to get stronger as the rounds go on. I wonder if it stops at health cap or maybe it keeps going. Probably not. But field upgrades have a lower charge cost earlier in matches. That's sweet. So the number of foes needed to defeat before the field upgrade is fully charged can be activated. So a round 10 field upgrade charge isn't going to cost the same as a round 51. I hope it don't get way harder to get a field upgrade in later rounds. And if it does, maybe they'll tweak it. Expect a small additional number of enemies before activation as the rounds progress. Each additional use will have a slightly increased cost. They're taxing us on this. We're getting move staling in this. Like this is Smash. Every time we use a field upgrade, it's going to cost more kills to get. Does switching field upgrades reset it? Is there a certain number you're going to be at by default at whatever round? Does saving and quitting and coming back reset this? This is huge for field upgrades. This changes them completely. Because if I am using Toxic Growth to camp somewhere or whatever, if it's going to cost me an additional 30-something zombies each round to kill, or even more than that to get it charged up, eventually we're going to reach an impossible number to do this. Like, if there's a maximum, like a health cap, that'll be fine. Like we have our low round costs and our high round costs, whatever. But if it keeps increasing, somebody like Insomnia Virus going for like round 999, they're going to need to get like 40,000 kills to charge up their field upgrade. And then they're not going to be usable. Anyways, before we freak out about that, also, I saw a ray gun in here. Hello. Beautiful as ever, Toxic Growth. Welcome back, buddy. But supporting a defensive playstyle and extremely useful in guarding a narrow entry point for advancing the Horde. Toxic Growth allows you to deploy a thicket of visually sharp thorns that have additional benefit of being poisonous. I wonder if it's the same kind of poison or toxic damage that Brain Rot does, and if upgrading that would affect it. I don't think so, but maybe. Hold down and block pathways or incoming enemies with the latest mutant plant life. Add an additional promo to your capabilities and inflicts toxic damage. The bush of vines grows rapidly on the ground with specific width and height and depth to learn the dimensions of to aid tactical placement. So it's going to be the same width and height everywhere unless there's an augment that changes that. Enemies that move through Toxic Growth are slowed as they are poisoned and torn apart. As Toxic Growth weakens before finally disintegrating after time or after inflicting a set amount of damage. So there is going to be a time limit on them, which sucks. After a certain amount of time, they'll disappear, even if they don't take the amount of damage. There's no way to like increase its shelf life. Like if you kill the zombies before they get to it, it can still just disappear on you. I don't like that. But Toxic Growth won't harm your teammates. Good. Shouldn't, unless it's grief. This would be annoying as hell to deal with in grief. But let's look at the augments. Is this going to work like Cold War? Toxic Growth takes a wider area and enemies that enter the growth continue to be slowed after leaving it. That's a cool augment for it. Cordyception. The first normal or special enemy to walk through the growth is entangled and charmed, attacking other players that are enemies that enter. So this does kind of work with Brain Rot. So you want to think about your Brain Rot augments using this. Pollination. Enemies killed by the growth explode, dealing toxic damage to nearby enemies, slowing them. So this does seem like it's literally just another way to activate Brain Rot. Brain Rot seems like it's going to be way stronger now with all the buffs that got on top of this activating it. Zuchiri, the normal or special enemy to walk. Zuchiori, the first normal or special enemy to walk through the growth, becomes the toxic growth itself. What? So you get an additional bush with this? We're bush maxing? What does that mean? Anyways, the other augments, ankle shredder, enemies moving through the toxic growth are even slower. Green thumb significantly increase the toxic growth health. That's going to be nice. Extra charge, increase the maximum charge by 1. Plant food, killing enemies with toxic growth has a chance to drop healing fruit. That's probably not going to heal too much. Would be interesting to see how it works. I'm probably going to go extra charge and green thumb. Maybe ankle shredder. But the health on the toxic growth is going to be huge for me. Let's go to the returning fuel upgrades. Dark Flare. This had to have gotten a change, right? Extension still the same. Supernova still the same. Dark Pact. Beam heals and revives players on contact. Revive speed has been increased to ensure down players are revived more rapidly. I wonder if this still reacts with like quick revive augments and things like that. If I can use that to revive a player from far away and then still get my speed boost, that would be sweet. But our new augment, Muzzle Blast, the beam now deals additional damage in a cone in front of you. So just a wider range. So if zombies are getting real up close on you, you don't really have to focus them. If they are in your camera up close on you, it's going to damage them is how I'm interpreting it. None of these minor augments were adjusted, but Dusk Flame, enemies that are hit by the beam are dealt additional shadow damage over time. Looks like with Toxic Growth and with Dark Flare, they're just adding in ammo mod damage to it. Healing Aura does not look like it got any changes to its major augments, but now Healing Aura can now revive dead allies. That's huge for when you're running with your shitter friends that don't know what the hell's going on. Whenever I play with Silky, I'm definitely running this augment. Doesn't look like any changes to the minor augments, but now in Cornucopia, affected players now get health overcharge. So with our overheal mechanic now, it'd be cool to see how this works. So you can actually use this on top of adding inner strength. So you get more damage over health. And then you can throw on, you know, whatever else. Frenzied, please don't say you nerfed our stock option. Don't look like any of our major augments changed. Fists of Frenzy. While Frenzied, annihilate enemies with your fists. What? Does that automatically pull our fists out like Aether Shroud in like the Unsheath augment? Or do I get to pull out my melee weapon? But we still do have Frenzy Fire. Let's go. No changes to our minor augments besides names, but we do have dual layer. While Frenzy Guard is active, armor durability is increased. So you get stronger. We can throw that on there with extension or like repair boost. So you're basically, I mean, you're already kind of invincible with it, but you can be extra invincible. Energy Mine, did this change at all? Did they add a time limit to putting down the turret? I hope not. It says, nope, instead of detonating, Energy Mine becomes a turret and shoots targets one at a time. It doesn't seem like there's a time limit on it at all. At least not that I know of. And then Smart Mine, mine has more detonations and waits for multiple enemies to be in range. And then Smart Mine, Energy Mine has more detonations and waits for multiple enemies to be in range for each detonation. That's a lot better, especially if you're using Siren, because with Energy Mine, I only really use the turret one because it would sit there and shoot each individual zombie. If you just put one down, one zombie could activate it, and then it's like, oh, I just wasted my field upgrade on one zombie kill. This works better, but I wonder how many zombies it waits for, or if something gets in its range and it starts kind of a countdown. If it gets more zombies in the area, then it activates, or like how many it takes to activate it. Donuts, get on it. No changes to the rest of them, but recycle. A deployed energy mine can be recycled for field upgrade charge. So if I put down an energy mine, then I switch field upgrades, can I go over and pick it back up and fully charge my field upgrade? It seems like a very weird way around it. But if you're not really using your field upgrade early rounds, you can place that down, stack charges, switch them, and then go pick them up. Because if I set down a turret or just an energy mine in general, I could swap my field upgrade and that mine would still be there. If it don't disappear, that could be some funky way to get some free charge. Is there any changes to Aether Shroud? Doesn't look like it. But we have After Image, distract enemies with a Dark Aether clone of yourself. Does that mean it's going to do everything that I'm doing? Or it's literally just going to throw a decoy down that looks like me and all the zombies are going to go to it? And then we have Impulse, deal shadow damage. Again, another ammo mod activation, or kind of like one with our field upgrade. But deal shadow damage to enemies on activation and increase your movement speed during Aether Shroud. That's pretty good for a minor augment. But I think I'd rather have like extra charge and extension at the same time for a lot of these. And then with GobbleGums, is it talking about anything new? You can have up to 5 packs, each of them with 5 GobbleGums. And you can still change them in match. Additional GobbleGums are rewarded by playing matches with BO7 zombies, available to purchase packs in the store with season passes or rewards, blah, blah, blah. All GobbleGums you've obtained in Black Ops 6 will carry forward to Black Ops 7 at launch. Good. Not like I have a whole lot of Perk-a-Holics to bring with me anyways. GobbleGums are only removed from your inventory after activation once the effect is completed. Color of the GobbleGum is related to their rarity and how helpful they are. So we still have blue, rare, purple, epic, orange, legendary, red, ultra, rainbow, whimsical. Oh, and apparently the pattern on the GobbleGum... Bird! Stop! And then GobbleGums have been incorporated into Dead Ops 4 Arcade. There are purist Dead Ops 4 modes where GobbleGums are disabled. Interesting. So another way for them to... Bird. But another way for them to get some GobbleGum sales. Available GobbleGums at launch. Black Ops 7 zombies, 47 types. 6 new, 41 returning. What are the new ones? Aftertaste, Killjoy, Cashback, Temporal Gift, Stock Option, Anywhere But Here, Power Keg, Tactical Diffusion, Arsenal Accelerator, and Shields Up. Aftertaste is the new one, right? What'd that do? Epic, we have Power Vacuum, that's a new one. 2 new, and Re-Equipment. So those are the 2 new ones. Legendary Round Off and Armor-Gitten. I'm guessing Armor-Gitten gets you all the way up to tier 3 armor immediately. Round Off skips the round, I would think. Our new Ultra GobbleGum is gift card. I'm assuming that's like shopping free. And then Whimsical, we got 7 returning and a classified one. Let's see what these new ones do. Aftertaste, activates on revive. Keep all your perks after being revived. Re-equipment, your equipment slots refill over time. That's nice. Power vacuum, kills have a higher chance to spawn power-ups. Round off, rounds prevented from activating for 2 rounds. What? Round off, activates round transition, rounds prevented from activating for 2 rounds. How does it activate a round but also prevents it? And yep, Armor-Getting does give you a 3-plate armor vest and full plates. That's a huge money saver. I mean, point saver. You're going to spend real money on that. And gift card, instead of shopping free, it actually just gives you 30,000 essence. Cannot be combined with other bonuses. So you can't use this with like double points or something. But this is actually going to be nice for like whenever I die trying to run an Easter egg or something and just trying to get right back to where I was. People are going to use this and then spin for another one and try to complete an Easter egg on round 1. Recycling your gums for fun and profit. Oh, are they having like CS trade-ups on this? Black Ops 7, 1 or more of your chosen GobbleGums can be crushed during a match while they're in your inventory and converted into essence on the fly. No way. That's not what I thought they were doing with this. The GobbleGum is removed just as if it had been consumed and essence is added to your inventory. So you got GobbleGums you don't use at all. You can just have a pack of those and use it just to get points early on. Can I use those with double points? Instead of using the GobbleGum in the normal way, you have a second option to crush it in your hand. I know I'm actually going to use that with like the gift card one, and I'm going to get like 1,000 essence instead of 30,000. I'm going to be pissed. But the essence received is dependent on the rarity, Whimsical being the lowest, Ultra being the highest. But the essence you receive is dependent on the rarity of the GobbleGum, Whimsical being the lowest, Ultra being the highest. The double points power up stacks with the essence reward, awarding you double the normal amount of essence, so it does work like that. Epic Rarity Profit Sharing GobbleGum also stacks with this reward, so you can use that, have somebody crush all their GobbleGums, and profit. Feature will be disabled for specific modes. Yep, figured. Call of Duty next beta dates and more. September 30th is COD next. Still time to invite me, COD. Don't be shy. And pre-order beta early access is the 2nd through the 5th, and then the open beta is the 5th through the 8th. Is there not 2 weekends of it? But we do have zombie survival. I swear, it better not transfer my GobbleGums to the beta and then it not transfer to the main game, or let me buy GobbleGums or whatever in the beta. Let's just have no GobbleGums in the beta. Unless we get a free pack of all the new ones that we can mess around with. But we got more to look at. Hold on. This truck is tough, but it isn't impervious to the force of the Dark Aether. After severe battering, it can become temporary inoperable. So only temporarily. It'll just break down. That's fine. Keep an eye on its reinforced steel frame and react accordingly if Old Tessie needs a pit stop. Methods to repair this wonder vehicle remain to be seen. Okay. I'm assuming these strike steps are going to need this to be fully upgraded for one part of it. Those who explore carefully enough may even discover a series of upgrades to improve their chances of survival, from a familiar former bus driver's head to a mountable DG2 turret. And then new wonder weapon, Necrofluid Gauntlet. In addition to blasting maggot sacks to atoms with a classic ray gun and ray gun Mark II, so guaranteed those are coming back. There's a brand new wonder weapon to wield in Ashes of the Damned. That looks sweet. Upon discovery, the Necrofluid Gauntlet is black skull-fanged glove that glows with a bulbous greenish hue. Throwing a lot of words at me here. The ancient artifact seems to be deadly at both melee and long ranges. Okay, so you can use melee with it. And its umbral surface veins choked by vicious liquid, and the gauntlet seems to control, in fact, the entire weapon seems alive and hungry. Me too. Command the gauntlet in the dark layer can be reshaped into powerful spikes that will shoot forth, skewering targets at range before being summoned back to the gauntlet, inflicting further damage. It's rumored that the Necrofluid Gauntlet has vampiric tendencies and can also pull in items and power-ups from a distance. So it's kind of like a grapple too. That's nice. So we're going to have base zombies and armored zombies in this. I wouldn't have thought anything less. And we also have the Ravagers, which are like the denizen types for this. Said to be a tortured minion of unknown evil, the Ravager prowls the dark aether on all fours, usually impacts, lurking in the shadows until the moment it can strike, drawn to material spoils, and creature consumes salvage and other drop provisions. That's going to piss me off. They eat all my salvage. I have it they can directly impact your survival in the field. Packs of Ravagers are especially dangerous, overwhelming squads with relentless furies of sharp-clawed wounding. More than just scavengers, the Ravagers can also latch onto moving vehicles even at high speeds. Bastards is what they are. Xursa. Hard as fuck. Apex Predator twisted in the dark aether. Xursa is no ordinary bear, but hulking an undead monstrosity whose thick hide and parasitic infestations making it an elite level threat. So this is an elite zombie. Driven by madness and aggression, it mauls with a bite and claw strikes that can only deal heavy damage but also wound victims, leaving them vulnerable to lingering harm until they recover. So if this thing hits you, you're going to be taking extra damage. When it roars into combat, expect it to charge in on all fours, battering through teams or slamming into old Tessie, as if its raw strength were enough. Xursa is a host of parasitic insects, so-called zombies. No way it's got bees with it, with its little honey. The swarm from hive-like growths infesting the beast's fur and skin, these clouds of stinging death and chaos to an already frightening fraught fight, whatever. So it sounds like the insect, like pests or whatever that like Orda shoots out. When taken on alone, the Xursa is a towering menace. Amid other threats, it becomes a mauling engine of devastation. Black Ops 7 changes to enemies. Expect some adjustments to enemies in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Audio cues. Did you hear that? Expect to hear a special sound audio stinger when the zombie's strength increases as rounds progress. Okay, so it lets you know that they're getting stronger. So I'm expecting that to be at like round 25 and then round 55. Fewer super sprinters. Fast-moving zombies, aka super sprinters, which start to appear at higher rounds, will increase in frequency at lower rate as rounds continue past 55. At the maximum number of sprinter zombies in a round will be lowered slightly while still keeping the challenge high. So that definitely changes higher rounds. Armored zombie adjustments. Heavy and light armored zombies are weighed down by their protective skeletal armor and are slower and more durable. So a nerf and a buff to armored zombies. They're not going to be as fast. You're going to have a super sprinter with armored, like they say right here. Armored zombies no longer super sprint in higher rounds, but they might be stronger. Oh, nope, right here it says overall armor is more easily destroyed but more durable against explosive splash damage. So explosives, less valuable, everything else better. Certain weapon and attachment combinations are more effective against armored takedowns. So they're going back to Cold War, where we had like specific barrels and things that were good against armor. And now maybe we're going to get this on top of maybe FMJ actually being good against armor. And sliding into a normal zombie knocks it down, but it doesn't inflict a lot of damage. So I guess instead of sliding actually doing a whole lot of hurt, we can just knock them over. Jump pads are pretty self-explanatory. But you do have to pay for it, like a door, it says. But once power has been restored, but you have to restore power to the area before you navigate to it with the jump pad. Oh, it's a saw blade trap. Survivalists lost in time to the dark aether seem to have gathered a variety of junk and equipment, fashioned it to a viciously effective chimera of a trap. The small plastic doll sat there on the megaphones below. Okay, so I was right. That does attract them, but I didn't know a chainsaw came out of them. That's sweet. And for our mode, standard, directed, survival, and cursed. All what we already went over. Loadouts, prepare for a match with the loadout, catering 30 weapons you can lock and level up, along with new returning equipment, field upgrades, and GobbleGums, weapon prestige, build codes, and melee criticals at death. You can get criticals with melees. Letting squads personalize survival strategies from match start, unless they're looking for something a little more old school and cursed. Play the round-based zombies map, Ashes Dam, continue the fight against the undead within the Dark Aether. Recommended for experienced players, this will include access to the main Easter egg and side quest content will be available at launch November 14th. So they're not going to have it disabled on launch. Right when the game comes out, we'll be able to start solving the Easter eggs, what it sounds like. And for survival, it says there are no quests. So no Easter eggs in survival. Maybe side Easter eggs, but it's starting to sound like maybe not. Other than you and your squad surviving against the relentless undead for as long as you can. Sounds like no Xfill. And then it goes over cursed again, that we already talked about. Survival. The first survival map at launch is a focused bite-sized experience set in the farm. What lies in larger round-based zombies. This is just a taste of the main event waiting for you in Ashes of the Dam, providing you an opportunity to jump in and simply slay zombies with no distractions. So this is what we'll have, Pack-a-Punch and everything. So survival sounds like it might be good for farming camos, or would be better than, you know, playing on the normal map. And any accessible caches and machines available in standard mode will appear in an identical location in survival. Any other interactive crafting tables, wallbuys, or machines not in standard area of the map are moved into the survival map, allowing you to be fully tooled up, provided you've got the necessary essence and salvage. So a summary of new and returning features. We are getting essence, salvage, power-ups, and intel. Essence can now be gained by recycling GobbleGum, salvage drop, and scale with value with missed rewards returning at milestones. While power... What does it mean, missed rewards returning at milestones? Oh, so everything that you didn't pick up on the ground, you get at a round milestone? That's big. While power-ups gain a random perk option, while fire sale discounts traps alongside mystery boxes. That's sweet. Sometimes when I grab a fire sale, I don't want to hit the box. But traps being cheaper is awesome. A random perk being an option is sweet too. Enhancement Overload. Black Ops 7 Zombies launches with a huge variety of Perk-a-Colas, ammo mods, field upgrades. And with Enhancement Overload, it does confirm that research progress continued from Black Ops 6. So it looks like we do get to keep our research from before. We still do have wall buys, ammo caches, and mystery boxes. Armor upgrades are newly streamlined, so I'm guessing it'll all be at one armor buy instead of having to go to like a tier 2 buy and a tier 3 buy. Ammo caches will return with updated visuals and scaling costs. I wonder if it'll scale each time you buy it, or if it's still just like it scales with your weapons ability. Mystery boxes return now, granting Aether tools and improved rarity, so it's still worth it to hit the box to try to get an Aether tool. That's nice. Crafting tables, arsenal machines, and pack-a-punching crafting tables introduce new and returning tacticals lethal support, including a new disciple injection, so like a mangler injection, but with a disciple. I wonder if you can just fly up real high with it, or if there's a height limit. And now we have TED tasks. That's going to be our SAM trials. That's fun. HUD options and Xfill. TED tasks evolve from SAM trials. HUD customization continues, and Xfill shifts to Eerie phone booths, summoning high-value targets before escape can occur. So we do have the phone booth Xfills. I want to see how that works more. Solo, save, pause, and armory systems continue from Black Ops 6. New additions include firing range, loadout testing, expanded zombies intel, weapon prestige, weekly mastery badge challenges, and more. I hope with the firing range, we can test pack-a-punch damage. That would be a cool feature. Oh, right here, changes to essence and salvage GobbleGums. We already saw that. Salvage bonus from certain silencer attachments that perform similar to their Black Ops 6 counterparts have been lowered, so other muzzle attachments are a valid choice. So they're nerfing the amount of salvage you get from silencers. And amassing missed salvage. If you find salvage hard to come by, expect some help in this regard. Every 10 rounds, you're awarded around 50% of any salvage you previously missed picking up. So not all the stuff on the ground that you didn't pick up, but you don't have to go out of your way to grab it all. Every 10 rounds, you will get half of what was left on the ground. And here's all of our power-ups: insta-kill, double points, max ammo, nuke, Fire sale, bonus points, full power, max armor, and random perk. Very glad we get random perk in there. That was a lot of fun during the like first room challenge mode they had. They all last 30 seconds, it looks like, at least the timed ones. New kills all normal enemies on the map. Higher tier enemies have a specific rules but take damage. Future spawning enemies are delayed a few seconds. And here are changes to power-ups. Max ammo now fills your equipment as well as your ammunition, thank God. And fire sale reduces traps and wall buy price. Random perk, it was added. A number of perks must be purchased by all teammates before the power-up can appear, so that's nice. You're not going to get it immediately. Multiple power-ups randomly dropping within a single round is now more frequent. Let's go. Any GobbleGums that summon power-ups now automatically activate the power-ups they summon, adjusting the tactics of when to employ them and removing the need to physically run into them. Even with raindrops, I feel like raindrops one should still spawn in front of you, so you can pick what order you want them in, unless they're automatically going to give you the double points first, then everything else. And again, they mentioned that Tesla Storm, Frost Blast, Mr. Peaks, and Lightmen and Shatter Blast all aren't going to be here till season 1. I'm assuming since those are all the newest ones, they still needed time to adjust them. And we got changes to how the GobbleGum machine works. When multiple players are accessing the GobbleGum machine, expect a small cooldown every time you obtain a GobbleGum to allow other teammates to a chance to interact with it so someone's not hogging it. And then we get instant gratification like we were talking about before with our other power-up GobbleGums immediately going off. And exit strategy. And now it says that exit strategy automatically Xfills the player that used the GobbleGum, counting as a successful Xfill. So immediately you're out of there. It says this is due partly to the new Xfill feature in Black Ops 7. See later in this blog for more details. And we do have the return of the Rampage Inducer. Zombies spawn faster, move faster, more aggressive, reduces delay in between rounds. All players must vote to activate the Rampage Inducer. It can also be turned off. In Black Ops 7, the Rampage Inducer won't spawn the fastest moving zombies, super sprinters until round 20. That's nice. And what changes are there to wall buys? Wall weapons now allow you to purchase ammo at a discounted price for the weapon indicated on the wall buy once the initial wall buy is bought. So I'm assuming that's cheaper than the ammo cache, kind of incentivizing you to use the wall buy a bit more. Armor wall buys have been combined, allowing you to purchase level 2 armor and then level 3 from the same wall buy. That's also nice. Armor wall buys continue to offer you a full repair to your armor if you have the essence once your purchase of the armor level upgrade. So kind of like before, hopefully it's cheaper. Oh, and this is what we saw before. These are the new ammo caches. That's a way better design, honestly. Ammo cache prices are specific to each weapon and increase each time weapons are pack-a-punch, so kind of normal, but the way they said the prices are specific to each weapon, maybe depending on their strength, they might be more expensive regardless of pack-a-punch. And here's the mystery box. The mystery box is a strange infernal machine setting you on the ground on monolithic slabs. And here's the mystery box again, another look at it. And with the box, the rarity of the weapons improve as the rounds progress. And score streaks no longer appear in the mystery box, so a one less slot. And same with melee weapons no longer appearing in there. The chance to obtain a wonder weapons now gradually increases a bit more than previously as rounds progress, but are still a rare phenomenon. So regardless of how I speak and my inability to, you can get the wonder weapon a little easier the higher round you're on. Crafting tables and equipment. So we already see the pack-a-punch thing here on the crafting table. We're gonna have to craft pack-a-punch on to our wonder vehicle to actually get it. You can still make lethals, tacticals, and score streaks with the crafting table. And for the new tacticals, you know, everything that we already had before still works the same. But with the psych grenade, one of the new ones explodes on impact of the ground, releasing a lingering red cloud of hallucinogenic gas, which seems to charm zombies. So another way to use brain rot. And the hunter bot seems to home in towards nearby special enemies and elite enemies before exploding on impact. So the hunters will immediately go for specials and elites, which is nice. This actually are two good options to use over decoys or like smokes or cashmeres. And for the lethals, it looks like we have all the same ones as before, but now we have a cluster grenade, which scatters small explosives when detonated, allowing for secondary impacts that can really hammer a horde. And the point turret, a deployable sentry turret that sticks to surfaces and automatically shoots at enemies, distracting and damaging them. That's nice, actually. That's very nice. Kind of like a monkey bomb, but as a lethal. And here is our Disciple injection. I wonder if this replaces the Mangler. Is the Mangler just not in this at all? After injecting yourself with the unstable serum, your crew member's withering body quickly transforms into a ferocious floating killing machine. With its devastating new power, you're able to cause some serious havoc, including the grab and hurl, raise a normal zombie at range into the air and hurl them at other foes, inflicting a powerful dark aether damage. That's sweet. Drain life, focus your feeding powers to slow down and drain energy from normal, special, or elite zombies. And the unholy scream, release a sonic blast that stuns those caught in the audio, whatever that word is. It doesn't say anything about flying around, so I'm assuming you stay at the same height. And it doesn't look like you can actually spawn in your own zombies like the Disciple normally does. But these all seem pretty cool. Ooh, we get a look at our Pack-a-Punch camo here. That looks pretty nice. It's got a little bit of the purple in there. The pink moving around within the lines. But this is kind of like Mystic Gold, but all Pack-a-Punchified. And they also say there are more investigations needed to fully understand the secrets of the Pack-a-Punch machine in Black Ops 7. So can we like go further than Pack 3? Interesting. Ted task, holy shit. Ted, what did they do to you? Your head is huge. Periodically phasing in and out of the dark aether, this strange interface console, which oversized Ted had attached to it, access it and complete the specific time task that Ted has assigned to you. Rewards increase in rarity depending on how well you completed the task. Expect rewards to include equipment, tools, and random perks. Perk rewards are usually related to those a player doesn't already have. That's huge. I would hate doing a SAM trial and getting a perk I already got. And here it talks about HUD presets and customizations. Black Ops 7 allows you to customize your HUD in a new and familiar ways that's easily accessible via the zombie's HUD presents menu. With additional tweaks available in the settings menu, this includes the removal of the minimap, compass, and prompts, zombie health bars, and damage numbers. The prompts is huge. I don't want there to be like those orange stars everywhere showing you where to go. Pack-a-Punch camo can be switched on or off, just like before. There are 2 additional ways to adjust your HUD experience via themes and layouts. So layouts you can select from a variety of HUD interface layouts, just like in Black Ops 6 Zombies, to individual HUD elements. Though individual HUD elements can't be moved, the layout variety includes magnifying elements for accessibility or those seeking a cleaner look to their brand new zombies experience. So not full customability, you can't put them wherever you want, but it's still like the same as BO6. You can apply custom color to your HUD, and this has 2 settings: a set 45 basic colors or a custom color menu with hue, saturation, and brightness sliders. That's fun. This menu is granular and it includes a place to input a 6-character hex code for an incredibly precise color. I'm making this HUD my channel colors, definitely. And it says there are several planned themes to choose from, with some elements familiar to those with a long appreciation of Call of Duty Zombies. That's sweet. I really want to see like themed HUDs back, stuff like Shadows of Evil, stuff like Mob of the Dead. Something just to add a little more atmosphere to it. And now let's look at the new Xfill. With Raptor 1's fate currently unknown, you won't be relying on a helicopter to airlift Xfill you and your team when the going gets overly chaotic. Fortunately, an archaic German telephone oh shit, is this like the one from Mauer? Repurposed as a cosmic gateway portal, can be called upon both literally and figuratively to extradite you from the mayhem. These booths activate periodically throughout the match. The phone rings, and if you answer it, a portal is conjured where the player requested the Xfill. However, this also brings in a fearsome HVT entity and its minions. So instead of just an elite, you get a HVT elite, which is fun. This HVT has underlings, must be slain before the time limit expires, and if successful, the portal becomes fully accessible. Fail and you die horribly. During the fight, all other phone booths throughout the map start to activate their own portals. Step through these portals and they link to a phone booth with the HVT. This allows other teammates elsewhere on the map to quickly teleport to lend a hand. In Black Ops 7, it's important to decide whether to participate in the Xfill or not. If all teammates accept, you should focus all on slaying on the HVT within the time limit and escaping via the phone booth where the HVT is summoned to end the match. If all teammates accept and you fail to slay the HVT within the time limit, you are overwhelmed by zombie forces and will fail the Xfill. I wonder if you have to attempt to Xfill, and if you fail it, you can still like stay on the map, but you just have to wait for the next one to show up, or if it's just saying that you'll die. But new to Black Ops 7, if some teammates decline to Xfill, they can choose to help or ignore their fellow players engaged in HVT combat. Whether the HVT is slain or not, players declining to Xfill can continue the match afterward without penalty, Players who voted to accept the Xfill will end their match whether they defeat the HVT success or die trying. That's awesome. There's been plenty of times where, you know, you're playing with people, you still want to keep going, they don't. They can Xfill, still keep all their points, get the extra XP from it without everybody having to end the game or them leaving and losing all of it. And you can actually help them get out if you want to. This will actually make public matches way better. Because say you're doing the Easter egg and you're almost there, but someone's like, nah, I'm done. I want to get out of here. Then fine, get out. I'll do it myself. And now we got melee weapon adjustments. There's beneficial change coming to melee weapons in Black Ops 7, allowing them to inflict critical and more damaging attacks, allowing for more personality with every melee weapon you use. Awesome. Critical hits does mean you're able to aim at a target, strike them in the head, and cause critical attacks, which in turn grant you more damage and essence. Hell yeah. I hope that doesn't mean there's critical kills for melee weapons now, or at least for the camo challenges. You have more control over the swing in the arc of the weapon from start to impact, but more importantly, the timing of the attack to ensure the critical hit is achieved. Melee heavy attacks. The heavy attack you can use with any melee weapon is now adjusted to be a little bit slower but deal more damage. So it is confirmed there was a heavy melee attack in BO6, just like I thought, but only some weapons did more damage, which is weird. There's auto revives and area criticals. So if you're down but you finish the round, it will automatically revive you, which is crazy. An area of effectiveness, an AoE, as noted in the augment section of this blog, damage types without a hit location, Deadware's Lightning Strike, for example, are no longer automatically considered crits. So rip to the oil trap method. So now with Intel, we can zoom in and, you know, rotate, look at everything. We have save, load, and rejoin. You can save and load your own game scoreboard and rejoin. I'm assuming online games if you got disconnected. There's solo pausing. I hope it don't have a time limit, but where's online pausing? Fire range is back, allowing fine-tuning range weapons and testing of weapons you obtain the build code for. And with progression, this is all stuff they talked about in multiplayer, but really quick, it's just there's a player prestige grind, new weapon prestige, more weapon camos to unlock than ever before, and all that good stuff. But all of our Easter egg rewards and things like that for our main operators will be carrying forward, which is nice. And for Dead Ops Arcade 4, we got the pop back. I don't know how much I want to read about Dead Ops Arcade because I like it being a surprise mainly. I just want to see if they have first person again. There is first person. Sweet. Damn, that is a lot of information we just got about Black Ops 7 zombies, and we still don't even know an insane amount about the story or like things on the map. It's just the perfect amount of stuff for us to bite and chew on until we actually get the game in our hands. All I know is I'm really excited to play this. I am caught up in the COD cycle again, but everything here looks very, very promising. That's about all I got for you guys though today. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate our love and support, and I will see you in the next one. Later.